Hi guys, and welcome back to my podcast where we talk about all things weight loss. On this specific episode, I have Janet. She is 2 months post-op, and she's already 60 pounds down. Yes, 60 pounds. She chats with us about her surgery getting denied here in the States and actually going through the weight loss process in Mexico. And she did end up getting her vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery in Mexico. She talks about how her experience was so good, from even waking up to basically getting up and walking and not really struggling with waking up and not being nauseous like I was. And this is what I love about these podcasts. Everyone has such a different story, and I love to hear that and talk with other people because everyone's is different. She also talks about how she got her gallbladder removed in years before and how that affected her, and how the weight loss surgery has helped her, semi-helped her with that. She talks about her family support, her friend support, and so much more. So if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching.
Perfect. So basically how I just start is just share what you want to start with. Anything you want to talk about in the beginning.
Okay. So first of all, my name's Janet. Janet Barrios, and I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas.
Awesome. Cool.
I had my gastric sleeve September 25th, which was also my 30th birthday.
That's exciting. That's awesome.
So I had surgery the day of my birthday, which everybody thought it was so crazy. It was an amazing experience, to be honest. They walked me back to the OR. Everybody sang happy birthday. It was like something that I wasn't expecting at all.
That's actually so cool.
Yeah, things just kind of worked themselves that way. I will say I'm not your typical weight loss patient. My story is kind of very different as to why I opted for it. So it was more like on the medical side.
Okay.
And it was actually supposed to be here in the States.
Okay.
And I was supposed to have gastric sleeve December 25th, which was Christmas Day of last year.
Oh, wow.
And a week before, they canceled me out because my BMI wasn't high enough. And there was another, little factors. And I was just so upset about it. I was like, it's like I had been waiting for so long. I had been maybe looking into it for 5 to 6 years now. And my doctor would always say, no, like, I'm scared that you'll get too skinny, because I was actually not that big either.
So what was your weight at that time when they denied you?
So my typical weight was always like within 214. I could never get below 200, but it was always like within 214 to 220. So I had to gain 20 pounds. So I was like at about 240.
So you can
and it's crazy how those 20 pounds can just transform your body completely. Like I look at old pictures now and I'm like, I could have sworn like I was close to 300, and like it's just insane. So then my insurance wouldn't cover because of my BMI, and then I was technically not obese, morbidly obese, what they call it in the States. So the surgeon that I had looked up to, a few of my patients had referred me to him. So I'm in the medical field.
Okay.
And whenever I went to him, he said, it doesn't cover, but we can make it cover. And as a medical employee, like, there was a lot of concerns on my end.
You were like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because I was just like, I just felt like I wasn't confident enough. I was like, what assures me that you're going to do a good job with me? So pretty much it was him doing my gastric sleeve, but billing for a different procedure. So at the end of the day, it was kind of like an insurance scam. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so crazy. So I kind of feel like it was a mutual thing where he wasn't confident with me. I wasn't confident with him. So a week before, so I went maybe like December 20th or so, for my pre-ops, and his nurse was like, we're going to have to do a full refund because Dr. J is going to cancel you. You're still underweight. And I was like, what?
They wanted you to gain weight so that you can.
So I feel like that was his excuse. I felt like it was an excuse because he just kind of felt like if something went wrong, I would be that person to throw him under the bus. And of course I would have.
Absolutely.
And there was just a lot of doubts because in my head, I was just like, if I die on that table, nobody's really going to know what happened to me because nobody's know what he's doing to me.
Yeah, your insurance is going to say something different and they're going to be like,
so then, you know, I was just like so upset. I was like, whatever, like no insurance. And my parents were low-key happy. They were like, you know, everything happens for a reason. And then the year began and then COVID hit. And I was just like, you know what? It all just fell into place. And I was like, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't the right timing. Like it was fine. So then July 4th came and I was just like, at that point, I was really fat.
Yeah,
because I had gained so much weight for the surgery that I was just like, to me, it just seemed impossible to lose it. I was just like, okay, like, what am I going to do now? Yeah. And I was always like a very active person. Like I was always that yo-yo dieting person. Yeah, me too. Like at my 214 pounds, nobody could really tell that that's how much I weighed because I was so toned. Yeah. And I was very heavy.
How tall are you?
5'4".
I'm 5'4" too.
So, yeah. I'm 5'4", and I was always heavier on my bottom. So my body was very well proportioned to where like people was like, no way, you weight more than 200 pounds. And I was like, yes, I do. Yeah. So then after 4th of July, I came home and I was like, you know what? We're going to Mexico. Like, it's the same thing. Whatever's going to happen to me here is going to happen to me over there. Like, it's fine. I had been looking into the doctor for a really long time. And my doctor from here was just like, this is a year. Like, if you want to do it, I'm off word. So she kind of did everything. She linked up with the doctor in TJ. She did all my clearance here. She did all my referrals. She did everything, all my blood work. Yeah. She did my FMLA. She literally did everything as if she was the one taking me to the OR. And I was just like, okay, let's do it. A little backstory as to why. About 7 years ago, I had gallbladder surgery. Okay. So my gallbladder led me to severe IBS. Like it was just out of control. What's
IBS? Oh, pounds.
So it's irritable bowel syndrome. Okay. So for a lot of people, it works a little different. Like some people get constipation from it. Some people
I got my gallbladder removed also. Like, probably around the same time frame. Yeah.
And for me, it was diarrhea 24/7.
No matter what you ate, no matter
what I ate, it was just so bad. So anything would get me sick, and it was so annoying. At first it was annoying and embarrassing to me because like I would go out to eat with friends, and sometimes I wasn't even done like halfway through with my meal, and I had to get up to go to the restroom. Yeah, no, yeah. And if I didn't before, it was like a 15 to 20 minute that I had to let my stomach sit, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go to the restroom. So it's so weird, and that caused a lot of other little issues. I had an endoscopy, a colonoscopy, and my very last surgery was a gastrointestinal surgery November of last year. So that's when my doctor was just like, there is no reason for you to get this sick. Like, this is it. Like, I mean, either you do it. She's like, I can't assure you IBS is going to go away, but I can assure you that it's not going to get worse. Yeah. And that's kind of was like my thing. I was like, I can't get worse. And my thing was like, I could go weeks on just shakes. Like I was used to it. So I was pretty much living the life of a weight loss patient without looking like one. Yeah. So I was like, I might as well look like one. Yeah. If I have to do all this.
You're like, I can only drink shakes. Yeah.
And it's so expensive. It's so expensive. Like it gets really expensive. And I was just like, so she was like, sure. She did everything. And I went to Mexico. And it's so funny because I didn't tell anyone, like not even my parents. I booked my surgery. I paid for it. I booked my flights, my hotel. And then I told them like, hey, I'm having surgery the day of my birthday in Mexico. And
how did they react?
They were very concerned, obviously. It was one of those things where they were like, we know you're not going to back out, so we might as well support you. Yeah. everybody around me, like as far as like family and other, friends, close friends, they found out like the day before I left that I was going to Mexico. Because I told everybody like, hey, I'm having surgery, but I would always say I'm going to San Diego. Like nobody even thought of the fact that it was a border town.
Yeah, TJ just has such a bad rep, and I've had so many people. I'm an hour from TJ, so it's like a normal thing here. Like I got my surgery in the States just because, I mean, it was covered, and a lot of, I know so many people that went down there to get it. So many people that go down there to get work done, like not just like their body, but like teeth, anything, their vision, everything, because it's sometimes your insurance doesn't cover, and it's so much cheaper there. The only thing, and I can ask you about it too, is people that have gotten it, that have been on my podcast, say that they don't have to go through the pre-op classes and all of that. Did you have to?
I didn't have to do it for TJ. However, I did it here. Yes, I did it here because that was one thing. My doctor, she's been my doctor for many years. Yeah. And she was actually my weight management doctor, like 10 years ago or whatnot. And then she just became my PCP. So she was just like, I just want you to be completely mentally prepared. Like, I want you to say, this is what I want 100%. One, because I wasn't big enough. So she would always tell me, you can't afford to lose 100 pounds. Like, the change is going to be drastic, and that's where your mental health kicks in. And two, because I was doing it for different reasons. Like, it wasn't really like a physical thing, even though like to me it kind of was, but I can tell you now, it's definitely a mental surgery. Like, it has nothing to do with being a physical surgery. I think even then, I been through so much medically speaking that to me, really, my weight was never an issue. Like, I was so like body positive. Like, I loved myself for everything that my body has been through, including breast cancer, and I'm only 30 years old.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I was never that person that went by the scale. Like, I was more the person that went by my clothes. Like, I always had that one jacket or those one jeans that once they were like tight, I was like, okay, it's time to get back under control. And I was always with my doctor. So she always made it easy for me. So she was like, I need you to be 100% sure that this is what you want, because once this is done, like, that's it. Like, there's no going back. There's no, oh, I want my stomach back. And I'm very thankful. I'll say that. I'm very, very thankful.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but everyone in my family is like calling me right now, and I'm like, is there like an emergency? Like, what? Hold on, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Hold on. Okay, I was like, I didn't want to text and have you keep talking because I just think that's so
No,
good.
that's fine, don't worry.
But anyways, so continue, sorry.
So, I think that it is very important though, like, even if you are going to Mexico, because I feel like half of the time when you go to Mexico, you're going in blindsided. Like, you really don't know what to expect.
That's what I'm saying, is so many people, they go like, you can call right now and you can be in surgery in a month. Yeah. And it's like, I went through 6 months of classes I had a Kaiser at the time, and I went through 6 months of classes. And when I was doing the classes, I was so like, oh my gosh, why do I have to do this? It's taking so long. I had to like, cause I live an hour like from San Diego, but I work like 30 minutes from San Diego. So I did my classes out there, but it was once a week or twice a week? Once a week, 2 hours long, but they were strict. Like, if you missed, I think it was 3 times, they would drop you from the program and you would have to restart. So it was like, but now that I think about it, I learned so much. It makes
total sense.
So much, and that's why when people, I mean, a lot of people do it, but I don't know how I would be if I didn't go through classes.
Yeah. No, I think it's very, very helpful. I can tell you that because, it's only been 2 months. It's going on 3 months. So when I first started, I was 240 pounds and I am 177 right now.
That's crazy.
So I have lost 64 pounds.
That's insane. How do you feel?
And I can tell you that when I first started, I never had a number in my head. Like, I was never like, I want to get to this number. I've never had a goal weight or anything like that. My doctor always told me, you can't lose 100 pounds. Like, you know, you can't. It's too much. So she would tell me, you're not big enough, so you're going to be a slow loser. So don't get, I think that was more her thing of getting me through the classes, like making me understand that the weight wasn't going to disappear from day to night, you know, versus a person that's 400 pounds. Of course, they'll lose 200 within a year, but the person's at 240 is not going to lose 100 within a year.
No, absolutely. Like with me, and that's when a lot of people message me and they're like, you lost so much weight. I was 300 pounds. I was 304 pounds to be exact. And I lost 140 pounds. But that's because I had enough weight to lose to that, you know? Like so my lowest weight was 160. I'm 165 right now. So I have gained weight, and I said it in one of my last videos. I gained 5 pounds in probably like so I just hit August, September, October, November, December, 16 months post-op. So a year and 4 months. And with COVID and stuff, I was working from home, and then I went back to work and I stopped working out. I haven't worked out in like a month and a half. And since 2 months from surgery, I had a personal trainer 5 days a week, 5 days a week. So I've stopped and I gained 5 pounds, but
it happens. I'm like,
it does happen. But then also sometimes like I go back and forth, because sometimes when I was 160, and it's weird because it's 5 pounds, but I would see myself in pictures and stuff and I thought that I looked too skinny. So then that's another battle. It's like, I remember when I was like, you're too big. And now I sometimes look at myself and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because I'm not used to myself. And I have a lot of loose skin too. And I actually have a consult on the 4th, which I'm really excited about, because I think once I get my skin removed, it's going to be completely different. You know, I used to say like, I want to be 140. I don't, I can't, no, like I can't see myself at 140. Like,
I know, I had to go like through all these things. So my doctor has like this machine where they like put you in and it tells you, like, it breaks it down exactly to what you have, like your lowest fat percentage and your mass and all that stuff. So my actual body weight is 113 pounds, which of course I'm never going to be left without fat. But she would always tell me like, no, even now I'm 177 and people are like, you look like you're 150. Like I look so tiny in person. My pictures actually make me look bigger, which I don't know why. It's so funny when people actually see me, like they're like, oh my God. But
and everyone's body shape is different, you know, like you said, you carried your weight more on like your hips and stuff. And like me, I carried my weight on my stomach. So
the change has been so drastic. Like I never put a number in my head and I never put a figure in my head either. Like I was just like, okay, you know, I was always that person that whenever I gained weight, it was so noticeable because it was from head to toe. Same thing whenever I lost, it was head to toe. The smallest that I have ever been in my life was 150 pounds. Okay. And that was after gallbladder surgery. I lost 70 pounds.
I was going to ask you if you lost weight or gained weight, because I remember when I got my gallbladder surgery, they were like, you can either gain weight or lose weight. It depends what you do. Like if you keep.
I lost weight. I lost 70 pounds, and over time I regained them. But it was just like, that's a whole journey within itself. Like, it's just, it's so different. I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. And I've always been so open about it because I'm like, I feel like unless you have to get it removed, it's one of those things that doesn't matter. And it's crazy because it's like a main function to your body. Like, that's like the filter of your body. Literally. My brother had his removed 2 years after me, and like his side effects were completely different. Like he would throw up every single day. It's crazy how everybody's different. I always tell people.
So weird because like with me, like mine, I had the problem like with diarrhea, but it was only when I ate horrible, which is every day. I used to eat horrible.
Mine was every single day, and it's crazy because since I had surgery, I don't have that, and I tell myself sometimes, like, I don't know if I miss it. You know, it's like I went 7 years living like this, that it's like from day to night is gone, and it's kind of like sometimes I feel like, what is going on with my body?
So, I mean, TMI, but
TMI,
so now you go normal.
Now, so IBS was normal to me. Now I go 1 to 2 times a week, so that's not normal for me at all. And I have to take stool softeners every single day. So I take my vitamins, Biotin, and stool softeners every single day. And I drink coffee every single day. This is what makes me go.
Have you ever done Herbalife at all?
You know, I've never done it ever. I have a lot of friends that sell it, and I'm that.
Yeah, I don't do the shakes. I used to do shakes, but no, I stopped doing the shakes because they don't have enough protein for me anyways. Yeah. They have like 9 grams of protein or something unless you add protein. So I'm not a big fan on shakes. But what I do completely love is they have a probiotic. It's a powder, and they have the aloe. Aloe and the probiotic. So I was super constipated. I think it was like 4 months post-op. And I was super constipated. I was taking the probiotic and aloe together every single morning. It completely helped me. And then I stopped taking the probiotic and only do aloe. And I do it like at least 5 days a week. And it's kept me like normal. So, and it's really good. They have like a mango and a couple other flavors, but it's really, really good. That's what I do from Herbalife.
Okay. No, I do either hot tea or I do hot coffee. Those are the main 2 things. Like anything that's extremely hot, that'll like
But
work
you can
great.
add the aloe too, because I add my aloe to, I do cold or hot, but you can do it with the hot tea. And it's really good and it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's a struggle.
So, like it's just it's changed a lot. Like a lot of things have changed a lot, and I was on liquids for 2 whole months. So before? I was on liquids. Yeah. So I was on liquids a whole month before. I started maybe like September 2nd. I had surgery the 25th, and then 4 weeks of my liquids post-op. But like I said, you know, I dropped weight drastically. Like within the first month, I lost 30-something pounds. So I kind of skipped the whole puree section and I went straight into food. And it's so funny because I'm on YouTube. I don't share a whole lot, but a lot of people are like, oh, you know, follow you from YouTube. I'm here from YouTube on my Instagram. And I have a lot of people, of course, you know, like anything, a lot of negative Nancy's. And they'll be like, why do you eat whatever you want? And I'm just like, my situation is a little different. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm not your typical weight loss patient because I also come with like other health issues. So, but I honestly don't eat a whole lot. I don't know if it's because I went for a whole 8 weeks with liquids that my stomach just shrunk even more than what they left it because it's extremely tiny.
So your doctor made you do that?
Yes. So it was 2 weeks that he required. I did 4 just because I was used to it. Like I said, I've always been a shake person. Like I would go through my months where IBS was just more severe than others. So I would stick to shakes. Like I was that person that could do 3 shakes a day and I was fine. But I was also not like I was fat because I would eat junk. Like it wasn't even a food thing. Like I could go the whole day without eating and then I would eat a bag of hot Cheetos and that was good enough for my stomach. It wasn't good enough for my body, but it was good enough for my stomach. Yeah. But I wasn't like that person, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I'm actually horrible at breakfast. Yeah. I'm horrible at breakfast. Like even now, like I'm horrible with my protein. Like I'd rather eat it than drink it. So, and even when I do eat, it's like the most that I can do is 4 spoons. That 5th spoon is like already pushing it to where you better enjoy it if it's really good or you're going to throw everything that you just ate up. And that, you know, like it's so weird. I can do as much fluids as I want throughout the day, but food.
How many months are you?
I am 2 months post-op. I'll be 3 months, December 25th. So I'm about 11 weeks out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my restriction was so small at that time. I remember because I was on liquids for 4 weeks after my surgery. And I also lost, I think it was 33 or 35 pounds the first month. So people always ask me all the time, like, how did you lose so much weight? And I was like, I was on liquids. Because there's a lot of doctors that put their patients on food in like a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My doctor didn't do that.
And
so,
I eat, I'm that person, I eat anything I want, like anything I crave.
You don't get sick?
I don't get sick. I left meats completely. Even before, like I would, you know, I'm Catholic, so once like Lent came, I would always leave meats for like 3 months. So I would try to stick. It was always like a rotation for the same reason, you know, my IBS. So I left all meats way before surgery. So yesterday, I had a taco de barbacoa because I was like really craving it. But like literally, I was fine, but I didn't even eat half of it. Like it was literally just 2 bites and that was it. But anything that I want, like I eat and I'm okay. It's just, you know, and I have people like, why are you eating that? Like, why did you have surgery?
And I don't want to be that person, but just make sure to stay on top of your protein because your hair is beautiful. And I'm telling you, I lost my hair around 4 months, and a lot of people do around 4 months. And the biggest thing is your protein.
I don't even have 50% of the hair that I used to.
You lost some already?
So much. I think mine was like a combination of protein, but also like I went like procedure back to back.
Yep.
So I had a dental surgery and I was like on liquids for like 3 weeks. And then I went through my gastric sleeve and I was fine. And then last month I got COVID and it was just like a hot mess. So a lot of people say that COVID makes you lose hair a lot. I really haven't read a whole lot into it. I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of people, whenever I post about it on Instagram, they're like, oh, it's probably because of COVID. But yes, I lose hair like crazy. Yeah. I only wash my hair once a week. And that's it.
No, that's good. I had to, like me, I was the type of person that would wash my hair every single day. Now it's like every 3 days because I can't. I have really, like, my hair is really greasy. But I chop my hair off and I like my short hair now. I'm used to it now, but I had long hair. But around my 4-month post-op, that's when I started losing my hair. But it's the protein and obviously your vitamins. Your
I don't mind it because I was always like, boom, like I had so much hair and it's
I love your hair. Yeah, I can tell. Like
so now it's like it's kind of long and it makes it so much easier to get ready. But yeah, I can see why the little things get a lot of people, you know, like it just, to me, it's so self-explanatory. And that's why I do think that the classes are so helpful, because I have a couple friends of mine who have actually gotten surgery after me, and some of them are not okay.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are not okay. I will say most of them are not publicly open about it, you know, and I do feel that has a lot to do with it. I was very open about mine. I even shared my entire like procedure online because my doctor went live for my surgery.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I have clips of my surgery and stuff like that.
And you watched it? Was it weird for you to watch?
I don't know. I watched the entire procedure prior to. I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't know what they're doing to me.
Yeah. But you're like, you said you work in the medical field, right?
I work in the medical field. So for me, everything is like so normal, like whatever. So I did watch the procedure before going in, and I had to sign and, you know, all kinds of stuff for him to go live on my surgery. But that's something that I wanted to keep as a memory, especially because it was such a special day. Like they made it so special for me that I was just like, who in the world has surgery the day of their birthday?
That's so exciting though, your 30th birthday. And that's what that's like the life-changing thing you could do.
I'll never forget it. I'm like, I'll never forget it without a doubt. Yeah.
Wow. So what about your multivitamins? What vitamins do you take?
I actually take the vitamins that you take.
Yeah.
And this is so funny because yes.
Yeah.
I use the calcium. I use the biotin. I take a lot of biotin, the gummy biotins. I do a lot of B12. So there's a lot of stuff that I do take every single day. But yeah, I take all my vitamins. I'm on top of my vitamins.
It's so important.
No, it's so important.
So you do the The chewable, the ones that like
I
melt?
do the chewables. I do well, actually, I buy the Biotin ones, and I eat like probably like 8 of those throughout the day. Like I
See,
just
I
like
don't
their
take
candy.
Biotin. Did your doctor recommend that, or you just
Um,
done that?
so the chewables have them, but I just feel like it's
Yeah. Okay. So I don't even know where we're at. We talking about vitamins. What else were we talking about?
Yes. Vitamins. I
Losing
take all
hair.
the vitamins in the world. So
Yes.
I take a lot of biotin. Okay, so yeah, I was saying, I take more biotin than I should, probably.
Okay.
So I buy the strawberry biotin and I'll eat like 8 throughout the day.
Okay.
So that just also kills like my sweet tooth. You know, like of course, it's like one of those things like people think like, okay, you had surgery, why do you eat? And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Cravings don't go away.
Nope.
Like, I mean, you're the same person. You just don't have a main organ in you anymore. Yep. Like, that's really what it is.
People ask me that all the time. Like, the reason I want to get surgery is that so I don't crave anything. And I'm like, well, then
it's still going to be there.
Then don't get it because, and sometimes I don't want to be like harsh, but I want to be real because now that at the point that I'm at, I'm 16 months post-op. And I say it now, I can absolutely 100% understand why they say that 50% of bariatric patients gain their weight back and more.
Yes.
100%.
I absolutely agree. I'm very raw on my Instagram. I'm very open, and I can tell you prior to surgery, my Instagram was 100% family and friends, like people that I actually physically knew.
Yeah.
That has changed a lot. I would say 25% is family, 25% is friends, and 50% is people that follow me after gastric sleeve. And I have so many people that are like, why do you eat that? Like, what was the point of you having surgery if you're going to continue to? And I'm like, it's what works for you. Like, everybody's different. I'm like, every single body's different. And my number one tip or suggestion, and I know a lot of people get offended because they're like, oh, that kind of sounded a little mean, but I'm like, I'm just trying to be completely honest. Like, you have to accept yourself before going into surgery. Like, if you don't accept yourself before, nothing really is going to change.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that go completely blindsided, you know, like they're like, oh, I want to look like this. And I'm like, no, the body that you have is the body that you have. Of course, you're going to shrink, but you're not going to look all curvy.
Nope. And I can speak on that because with me, like, I have no butt on my stomach. Like, I carried all my weight on my stomach. I carried all my weight, like, on my face, right? So now that I lost weight, like, I feel like when you think of yourself at 150, 160, you picture yourself very different. And then when you get to the weight, you're like, hold on. Like, there's days, like, to be completely honest with you, like today, there's days you wake up where you still feel like you're 300 pounds.
Agree.
And people,
I agree.
Yeah, people are like, what do you mean? Like, you look so good, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but you don't get it. I was like, I have to deal with my loose skin. I have to do this and that. And forever, like, I don't have kids. But forever I was like, oh, I'll remove my skin once I have kids. But now I am completely the opposite. And you'll see it even in my videos up until, because I started my YouTube channel in January 1st. I made it a point to start on New Year's Day, which is almost a year, which is crazy. But in all my videos, probably up until a couple months ago, I was like, nope, I'm not going to get loose. I'm not going to remove my skin till I have kids. I said it 100 times. And here I am now at 16,
thinking about it,
saying the opposite, you know, because I didn't know I was going to have as much loose skin as I do.
Of course.
And honestly, it's within the last maybe 30 pounds that made me completely be like, I need to get that now.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. Like I said, I'm barely starting. It's about to be 3 months, and it's like the change has been so drastic. Like, when you think of 60 pounds, you're like, oh, okay, you know, but it's like, I made a whole 360. Like, I look nothing like what I did before. Yeah. And when I go back to look at my pictures, I don't know if this happens to you, but I like always loved myself at every single stage of my life.
I was like that too. Yep.
Like, it didn't matter. I was like a little heavier. Okay. Like 240 was my top. Like, if I was already like 230 something, I would be like, okay, Dr. King, we got to start on the diet because like I refuse to let myself go past 240 because to me 240 just meant 300 in the back of my head.
For sure. I stopped weighing myself. So and
I see
then
pictures from back then and I'm just like, why didn't I see myself as big as I was?
Nope.
And I don't know if that happens to you, but like in my head or like I will look at myself and I didn't see myself that big.
No.
But now it's like you put two pictures together and I'm like, half of me is gone and it's only been 3 months.
In the beginning, so much happens. Like I lost my first 100 pounds in 6 months and it was so dramatic, you know? And that's when everything's happening. You're dropping weight so fast and it's like your mind can't catch up to it. Like it's just everything's happening so fast and you're trying to like not be like, whoa, you know? But it's crazy. I feel like it's hard to catch up, but it's also super amazing. So it's kind of
I know, like I can say now, I don't picture myself in 9 months. Like I sometimes don't even want to. Like it can get very intimidating because I'm like 177. I'm like, if I lose 20 more pounds, like I'm good. You know, 157 because I look smaller than what I actually am.
Yeah.
So, but then if you think about it, it's like 9 months is a long stretch for just 20 pounds.
Yeah, but then I feel like your body, like, no, I mean, this is just what happened to me. I've also known people that can't stop losing weight, and then that's a whole other problem, you know? And like, I'm not trying to like scare you, but I know that that's happened too. Like I had she was like a second aunt that got the oh my gosh, not the sleeve, the bypass. She got bypassed. And she couldn't stop losing weight. Like she kept losing and losing and losing and losing, where she did look really sick. And then they had to figure out how she can gain weight, right? With me, like what my doctor told me too, because I would always ask him like, what's your goal weight for me? And he was like, I don't have a goal weight for you. He was like, when you look at the chart of someone that's 5'4", you know, that annoying doctor chart that they have, he's like, I don't use this. It says that 5'4", you should weigh 115 to 125. He's like, you're not gonna weigh that. He's like, you're not, like, I played soccer. Like, I have a lot of muscle on my legs and stuff, you know? He's like, you're not going to weigh that. But but with me, like, he did tell me your body will know kind of when to stop losing weight. And that completely happened to me. Like, that happened to me at 10 months post-op. At 10 months post-op, that's when my weight stopped. I didn't.
I stalled for a couple weeks. At a time, and I'm fine with it because I'm like, you know, I want my body to go at its own pace. Even with COVID, like I was sick with COVID for 3 whole weeks and I only dropped about a few pounds, but those few pounds looked like I had dropped a whole 15 pounds.
There's times where you're not gonna drop pounds, but your inches are gonna go
your inches, yes. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like they just want like, let's go cut my stomach and transform. And I'm like, it's not, it kind of bothers me, or I'll let it not bother me now. Cause there's like a lot of people that are like, oh, well, it's easy for you. You don't have a stomach. And I'm like, that me not having a stomach doesn't control what I put into my mouth. Like I'm a crunchy person.
Yeah, me too.
So like, 9 times out of 10, I'm eating like protein chips or I'm eating something crunchy. And it's not even to fill up my stomach. It's just the satisfaction of crunching on something.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my foods are very like I eat a lot of egg. I eat a lot of cheese. Like I'll do like a toast and I'll do avocado toast and an egg on top. And I can only eat a few bites, but I don't deprive myself at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's key because my doctor always told me this is not a diet. Like once they remove your stomach, like you're no longer in a diet. Like the weight is eventually going to come off. You know, you have to do your part. It'll do its part. Of course, it is combined. You know, it's like goes together.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those things where like you're going to go cut your stomach and you're going to be extremely skinny. No, it's not at all.
No, it's a whole process.
It's a process.
It's a fast but long process, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it can be challenging and intimidating.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. And then also I love Instagram and I love like, you know, everyone But
Mhm.
I understand how that can be hard for someone that's in a stall and can't break the stall,
Yeah.
or got surgery around the same time that someone else got, and they're down
Mhm.
100 and you're down 50. Like, it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
So
I
that's,
have a few people that had surgery the same day as me, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you've lost already 60 something pounds." Like, I'm not even halfway there, and I'm just like, "It's okay.
yeah,
It's only been 2 months. Give it time."
everyone's
You know,
body
because
is different.
everyone is different. There's no two bodies alike, and I feel like some people are so hard on themselves.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I get it. Like, I don't really understand. Before I used to kind of be like, why do people like go through depression after surgery? You know, because it happens a
And
lot.
now you understand.
And now I understand, because I'm like, a lot of people have like an envision in their face, you know, in their head, that once you have surgery, like, things don't go the way you thought they were gonna go. And I'm like, it does consume you. Like, I have days where I kind of have to disconnect from Instagram,
Oh yeah.
because Instagram is like my personal space. Like, I choose what to share, and I'm very open. But at the same time, it's like people just send you stuff to send you stuff, and I'm just like, why? It's unnecessary.
It's just like people, I don't know, like, I get comments like that all the time on just dumb things, and I just, like, in the beginning I would get so worked out about it, and now I'm like, whatever, too lazy. Like, I got so much to worry about in my personal life that I don't care.
I'm that person that I'm just like, let it slide. Like, you did this for yourself. You decided to share for like, honestly, for many reasons. One, a lot of my friends were interested afterwards, and I would always tell them, like, it's not an easy thing. Like, you know, a lot of people say it's the easy way out. I'm like, in fact, it's very hard. Like, I think I had it very easy, considering my IBS and, you know, the fact that I was already living that kind of lifestyle. But for someone to go cold turkey from, you know, especially having a food addiction, to only being able to eat half, not even half of the plate, like, I can see where people, you know, get worked up, because it's common sense. It's like you're used to one thing, and then out of nowhere it's gone.
Yeah, so you use the word food addiction, and I absolutely 100% have that. So how do you, I guess, cope with it now? When you, like, did you go to food for every emotion like I did? Happy, sad, mad? Or how do you put
I
that into
didn't.
your verbiage?
I was never like a food addict. Like, I mean, I would eat normal, I guess, or what I thought was normal.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was more of the snacker. I was more of the junk food person. Like, I worked completely by myself. So if I was able to get out for lunch, I was lucky enough. If not, I had more patience. I kind of had to crunch up my lunch. So for me, it was just easier to grab a bag of chips versus grabbing something else. And another thing that I always tell people, it's like, there's really, and you can substitute the healthy version for anything.
Yes,
like, you really
I say
can.
that all the time. Absolutely.
I feel like it's an excuse when people say, "Oh no, I have protein chocolate that tastes just like Reese's cups."
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but I do give them this. It's like, it's cheaper to be fat.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you go to a fast food restaurant and a burger is $1, but the salad is 10. Like, you buy a couple burgers for the whole family versus just eating a salad yourself.
And that's so sad to me.
That is so sad.
Yeah, so sad.
Yeah. So I try to be like I said, you know, I eat like I snack a lot. I still do. Like, it hasn't gone away. Like, I eat a lot of popcorn.
You said that, like, for breakfast, you're not big breakfast. Do you eat breakfast now or no?
So, like, I get up for breakfast. I'll do a shake. I don't do as much protein as I should. So it's like, I'll drink my shake, and instead of making that like my breakfast, and I'll have breakfast like maybe like an hour later. But like I said, my portions are so small that I take in as much protein as I can.
How much protein do you average, do you think? Do you do the Premier shakes?
Not really.
No?
So I do the Atkins strawberry shakes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I think I burned myself off with Premier because I used to
Dude,
do
I've
so
had
much
a
Profi.
Premier. I've had a Premier shake every day for the last 16 months.
I used to do so much Profi that now
Yeah.
it's just like,
I
ugh.
love it. It's my favorite.
I'd rather do a normal coffee, and I know that's so bad.
See, but I mean, not really. It depends what you
yeah.
put in it.
Yeah, but I do a lot of tuna. I do a lot of chicken. I don't do a lot of it. There's a lot of things that I don't do just because my body was so used to it. For example, my doctor was always the type of doctor that if it doesn't grow on a tree, you cannot eat it. So she was like, you know, throughout the years, I stuck with her so much through weight management that, like, for instance, I would take vitamins for everything. So she wouldn't allow me to have any fruits because I would intake my sugars with my vitamins.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff
There's
that I already didn't
many doctors
eat.
and so many people that say not to eat fruit.
Yeah. So I like my eating is like completely different from anybody else's, and that's why people are always like, "How can you eat that?"
So do
I'm
you
like,
eat fruit now?
I eat strawberries, I eat berries or grapes. Those are about the three only type of fruits that I like. I do a lot of plain water. I'm not a fan of the crystal lights or any of that stuff. So to me, my taste buds changed a lot. So I'm very, very sensible to salty and sweet. It's crazy.
Me too.
But like, for instance, I know like most people do like a whole little pack of crystal light in a water bottle. Like one pack, I have to divide it like in 3 sections because it's too sweet for me. Yeah. So I do like a lot of Gatorade Zero. I do a lot of vitamin water and stuff like that. And plain water. I'm like such a water drinker. So I drink a lot. I probably drink more than I eat. And that was one thing, like my doctor was like, if you have
at least you won't be dehydrated.
Yeah, my doctor was like, if you have to choose between food or drinks, she was like, go with drinks. Yeah. And I that was like one thing that I was so scared of once we came back positive for COVID. Like I was so scared to get dehydrated because I like didn't have a taste for anything. But no, thank God I'm okay. But I do drink all my vitamins. I think vitamins are probably the number one thing that I do recommend everybody to stick to. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and because I ended up back in the hospital right after surgery because of my dehydration. But now, I make sure to meet my water because it was horrible. Yeah. I felt horrible. And it was really early on. And now I can drink I don't have a problem at all. Like, I still can't chug, but I'm always have something next to me, like always at all times. Yeah. So then I don't become dehydrated. It's like a natural habit now. In the beginning, oh my God, I had to have like timers. I had to have timers for like my multivitamins, timers for my for drinking, timers for my meals, like everything. And I feel like now it's so natural. Like I'm naturally doing everything, you know? Or even like measuring my food out. I used to weigh my food up until like maybe like a year mark. And now I can just look at something and know or how much I can eat or how much I don't do any of that. I can probably say like I'm the bad one. I'm that one bad person. It's not that it's the bad one. It's just everyone's different. That's why I like know how they tell you don't use a straw. I've been using a straw since I was 1 week post-op. Oh, I used a straw like maybe 3 months post-op. I've been using a straw since I was 1 week post-op. It didn't hurt your stomach? You didn't get like gas? It didn't hurt my stomach, but I was that person that I was fine from the minute I woke up from anesthesia. Awesome. Like it was, you know, those rare cases. And honestly, I do think that my pre-op diet had a lot to do with it. Yeah. My surgeon also said that. He said, you know, 9 times out of 10 when people are in pain, it's just their dieting, which is kind of weird because they have a diet plan for every single person and it's so different, even if you go to the same facility. Yep. Like I've had 3 people after me have gone to the same facility I went to, and they had a full menu up until the week of surgery. And they were like, hey, can you send me your stuff? And I was like, sure. Like, I was like, I couldn't eat anything. Like, that's what they gave me. So I like stuck to it. With the same doctor? With the same doctor. That's crazy. So yeah, they just, like you said, they kind of create a plan for everyone. Yeah, for every single person. So it's like me, the surgeon that I wanted, I picked the facility because of him. Like I had been looking into him for the past 2 years. And then My doctor, I gave her the final decision. Like I sent her the facilities, and I was like, whatever doctor you feel fits best for me. But I was set on one doctor.
Yeah.
And he actually practices at a regular hospital and at a surgical center. And the price range is like a $4,000 difference. And I was like, it's the same doctor. I'm going to the surgical center. I was like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
So I was fine. I was the second person in line for surgery.
Yeah.
And when the first person came out, like, I mean, she was yelling and screaming like they were killing her. And I remember walking past her, and I told my surgeon, am I gonna be like that? Like, I was just like, I was so
Everyone's
calm.
different. Everyone wakes up so different.
I was so calm. And he said, she shouldn't be like that. Like, the anesthesia hasn't even wore off. Like, maybe she's just having like panic attack. You should be good. I was like, okay. I laid myself on the bed. They strapped me. And then the anesthesiologist was like, since you're medical, we're going to use new devices on you. I'm sure you won't mind. And I'm like, sure, I'm up for it. And he was like showing me stuff. I don't know if it was a form of distraction. And I don't remember anything.
After that, yeah. Everyone's different. So when you woke up, you were fine. You weren't nauseous. You weren't anything?
I was fine. My surgery was 30 minutes. I was in and out.
That's awesome.
I had a 3-incision surgery. And when I woke up, I was like, I have to go to the restroom. I'm like, I'm going to pee on myself. I have to go to the restroom.
That's funny.
And they wouldn't let me get up till finally the nurse, she brought me a bedpan. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, hey, I have to go again. Like,
I'm going. Yeah.
So she was like, okay, come on, get up. And the only thing that I had was so much pain on my shoulder. Like, I couldn't move it up or down. Like, it kind of felt like it was broken. So she was like, it's just the gas pressure. And once they allowed me to go to the restroom, like, that was it. Like, I started walking the hall, like, and I was fine. Throughout my whole stay, they didn't do any pain meds, nothing at all. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, the nurses were just like, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, yeah. I was very drowsy.
Fine. Yeah.
I was very drowsy, so I wasn't in any pain. So I didn't want them to keep injecting me because it would just keep me asleep. So I was like, I don't need it. Like, I'm fine. And I was fine. Like, I flew out on a Thursday and flew back home on Sunday, and I've been fine ever since. Like, zero complications, nothing at all.
That's crazy. Yeah, everyone's different. Like, I woke up throwing up. I woke up like the whole first day. They didn't even let me walk because I was like crying. Yeah. It's like a whole drama scene. Okay, I was probably like that. I wasn't yelling, but I was throwing up, and I was just like, because they were like, "You need to walk. You need to walk," and I was like, "No, no, no." And then the next day, I was fine. But it was my body's not good with medicine.
My surgery sister, she complained like the whole stay of pain. Like, they kept on injecting her after injection. Like, they couldn't get her pain to go away. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, but everybody is different.
It's like literally everybody's different. There's people that are constantly, like, after surgery, throwing up. I've thrown up twice since my surgery.
See, I was that person for a good while. So I had to learn to just eat. Like, at first, I feel like I would eat too fast. Like, I would try to eat normal. And it's the same thing, whether I eat at a slow pace or not. Like, the amount that I'm able to hold is the same. Just 4 spoons full.
So you know exactly.
Like, yeah, I know exactly, like, how much. Like, I use, like, little tiny containers. And, like, I know exactly how much. And it's so weird because, like I said, with fluids, I can drink this in 30 minutes.
Cheers.
The beginning, it would take me like 4 hours to finish this.
Yeah.
Like, I can chug this in 30 minutes, but if you give me like a little plate of lentils or whatever it is, it's like my stomach knows that's food, and it won't take more than 3 spoons.
No, for sure. That's crazy.
So at first, I used to eat too fast. So I used to think if I would eat fast, maybe I could get more in. And it didn't work like that. So now it's like, I'll take a bite and then I'll wait like 5 minutes, then take another bite, 5 minutes. I eat in pauses, and I can't eat or drink. And I think that's probably the most annoying thing. That's probably the one thing that still bothers me.
No, yeah. Like, I was big on that. I used to eat and drink with my meals. Like, that's how I ate. And now
I can't.
I know.
Like now, my little trick is I can drink before I start eating. So I can drink something and then start eating right away, but I can't finish eating and drink right away because it'll make my stomach hurt like for hours.
Yeah. I still don't do that.
Yeah, but it's so crazy.
It's crazy how everything changes.
Everything changes, and I feel like you develop like new habits. I remember at first, I remember at first, my doctor would tell me, you're gonna let go of one addiction to develop new ones. So she would always tell me, make sure they're healthy ones, and that always stuck with me.
Yeah.
So like the water, the whole drinking stuff, like I just make sure to make it a priority.
It's called, like transfer addiction, right? Is what they would call it.
Yeah. And it's true.
No,
I mean, because it's like I tell everybody, you know, there's days I have to force myself to eat because I won't get hungry at all. But it's like anything, like cravings don't go away. Like there's days that I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm craving this. And I'll have some. Obviously, I can't even eat half of it.
It's just like your mind telling you want it. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that's super, super crazy. So I know that you've already lost a lot of weight. So do you like, you're only 3 months, you said? 3 months post-op?
It's going to be 3 months, December 25th.
Crazy. I'm going to write that down real quick. 3 months post-op. So what, like, for your year mark, I know that seems so far out, but like what goals do you have for yourself?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like
losing 20 more pounds, you'd be content.
I feel like 9 months is such a big gap that I don't even want to imagine what my body's going to transform in 9 months. I can honestly say there's no way I can lose another 60 pounds. I'm not trying to either. So yeah, like 20 more pounds would probably, like I would be 157 and I would probably be good. Even now, the way that I see myself, I'm like, if I was to stay like this, like I'm fine, but I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to not even think about that because there are days that it can be a little intimidating. Because like you say, you know, like there's days that you wake up a lot thinner than other days. So like there's days that I see myself and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't even recognize myself sometimes.
For sure. It's funny, like every week that I do these podcasts, I look at myself and I'm like, dude, that's you. Like it's so weird. I'm not used to it still.
I don't even weigh myself once a week anymore. When I first started, I would do every single day. And once I passed the 40 pounds, I was like, no more. Like,
it becomes very like I used to do that. I did that every day for a long time. And then I was like, no, I'm over it.
For myself, I feel like it becomes more concerning. Yeah. Like I'll go like a couple of days without weighing myself. And then I would step on the scale and it's like, I'm 4 pounds down. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's like, it's like you're taking more from me.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, you know, my reasons were very different. So it wasn't a thing where like I wanted to be this certain size. It was more for health reasons.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it just depends. Like, I'm just like, I'm fine. I'm fine where I'm at now.
No, yeah, you've already lost so much. That's so awesome.
Yeah, every time I see my doctor, I see her every 3 weeks. Just, you know, she does blood work every 3 weeks just to make sure that I'm okay. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, every 3 weeks I see you, it's like you're a complete different person. And I'm like, I know.
That's crazy. I know that must be so neat for doctors to see that like change within their patients, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. just to wrap up, what advice would you give to someone that's like waiting for surgery and is like super nervous? Like what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to do research. Tons of research. I honestly recommend everybody to watch a surgery. I know that a lot of people can't do it.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you're crazy. No, I'm not doing that. But I really do recommend it. I think that it gives you a whole different perspective when you actually understand what they're doing to you. Because a lot of people think like, oh, I don't have, you know, this amount, but they have no idea what it looks like. Like I said, my video shows everything. I have it up on my channel.
You have it on your channel?
Yeah, I
gotta
have
watch
it up on the channel. And it just it gives you a whole different view, and it also allows you to understand that literally my stomach is like this tiny. Like,
Isn't it
I don't
crazy?
know, you know. And my doctor, I have friends, for instance, right? We go out to eat and they're able to eat half of their food, and we're the same amount of time out, 11 weeks post-op. I can't even finish half of what we're having.
Crazy.
And my doctor always told me, like, it doesn't matter, you know, the percentage is always going to be the same. No matter how big you are, the percentage they take away is the same. It's from 80 to 85% that they're taking away from you. However, everybody's stomach is different. So we might weigh the same thing, but my stomach might be bigger than yours. So of course I'm going to be able to eat more than you. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Especially when males, that happens a lot. Their stomach tends to be larger than a female stomach. So of course they can eat more. So that gives you like a perspective. I don't know about here in the States, but I know that if you go to Mexico, almost any doctor will film for you. They'll be more than glad to do it.
Here it's like,
and here I don't think
like,
so.
even like when you're pregnant and like an ultrasound, they don't let you record anything. But in Mexico,
so I would
okay.
say get pictures, take tons of pictures of you post-op and pre-op. You might think like, oh, I'm never gonna share that picture. Trust me, there's gonna come the day when you're like so proud of yourself that you're like, that's exactly what I looked like before.
And you're gonna want that picture.
You're gonna want that picture. So take tons of pictures, do all your research possible, and I just do it. I always tell people, don't let hair loss, don't let anything intimidate you and stop you from doing it, because it's like you'll let another year pass by and you'll still be in the same position, like, oh, should I've done it, should I have not, you know? So just do it. Like, it's
I always tell people, many reasons that people don't do it.
I always tell people, like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like contradicting, because it's like you tell people it's not easy, it's hard, but it's like a worth it hard, because your results are so worth it in the end.
No, and just how you feel and just health overall, you know, like with me, the biggest reason was health. Yes, of course, it's like you want to look better, or, you know,
that's a plus.
That's a plus. Exactly. But there's a lot of people that have messaged me and stuff, and that's the only reason they want to do it. And I'm pretty blunt.
I tell those people, that's not enough. And just being completely honest, I tell those people, if you're doing it for an image, don't do it. You know, don't do it, because it just amazes me how people just go by a number. Like, even now, like, I have so many people that like send me messages, oh my God, you look so amazing. I don't know about for you, sometimes I get a little defensive with that, because I feel like, did it really take 64 pounds for you to send me that message?
I know.
I'm like, why does a person have to be categorized over a number? I'm like, no, like, the number has nothing to do with who you are inside, and it's not going to change anything. If you're not okay, if mentally you're not prepared and you don't accept yourself, the number is really going to mean nothing, because when you see yourself in the mirror, you're still going to see yourself like the person that you were, even though you're no longer that person.
The mental part of this, I feel like, is the hardest and the most important, and I didn't understand that before surgery, and I
without a doubt
completely understand it now. So I'm like, I get it, because before I was like, even when like with me, I had to see a psychiatrist. Did you have to do that?
I had to do one meeting with him.
I was like, why? Like, what? Like, you know?
I'm not crazy.
I'm like, now I get it, you know? And they were asking me questions, and I was like, why are you asking me that? But now I 100% get it. So
it makes total sense. Like I said, what you think you're going to look like sometimes is nothing of what you look like. Even now, myself, like, I see myself and I'm like, wow, I did not think I was going to look like this. And it's scary. It concerns me.
It's real life.
It's real life, but I'm just
like, and it's just the beginning for you.
And it's just the beginning. So I would just recommend, take it one day at a time. Day by day.
Say that.
Like, don't try to rush your journey. You're gonna hit that 1 year. Trust me, everybody gets there, and everybody says it flies. Like, for me, it's going on 3 months, and honestly, I feel like I already hit that 1 year mark, because I feel like I did liquid
So
diet
much
for
has
so
happened
long.
already. Yeah.
And so much has happened that I'm like, I feel like I'm already halfway there and I still have 9 whole months to go.
So imagine when you're there.
I don't want to.
And I always tell everyone too, like I like having people early on, or even I've had people pre-op. Like I even had someone that was like the night before. So I like to do that. And then I would love to have you on again in like 6 months or 9 months or whatever. And then like we were gonna look back on this and be like, wait, what? Like, what were you talking about? Because things change. Like I feel like things really change every month. And
they do. They really do. And no matter how prepared you think you are, you're really not.
Yeah.
So just go with it. Just do it.
Yeah. And different things, like I said, different things happen. Like my hair loss didn't happen until 4 months. Other people lose hair right away. Other people don't lose hair, you know? So,
right.
So it's crazy.
Yeah. Very, very, very crazy. But yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
No?
Nothing to add. If you guys want to go take a look at my journey, if you want to see my YouTube video, it's very graphic. What's your
YouTube channel?
Janet Barrios.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch that video, even though I don't want to, but I am. Because
you'll see my surgeon. He's gonna explain. You see the liver exactly how it looks in real life.
People are gonna go watch it right after this.
Yeah, a lot of people just kind of get like the graphic of it, the pictures, and it's like nothing like a video of you seeing those stuff. And it's so cool. To me, it's so cool. Like I said, I am medical, so it's a little different for myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody should watch, just know what they're doing to yourself, because that's the only way you're really going to understand your body and all the changes that it goes through, because it does go through a lot of changes, like so many, some that you really had no idea. You expected them to like not even show up. It's so different.
It's so crazy. I know. I'm going to go watch it. But thank you for being on, and like I said,
thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I know, and sorry I changed it on you a couple times. Life's been crazy, so we'll do this again in like 6 months.
Of course,
see how it's going. Of course, I'm following your journey, and I'm excited for you. And like
I know, and to me, I was like so like honored whenever you sent me a message, because you were actually the first person that I started following when.
Really?
Like I said, mine was such a short amount of time. Like I booked July and it was like September. Like bam, even though it was a long road for me to finally get it, it was just such a short amount of time that I was just like, oh my God. And I don't know what it is about our people, but let's be honest, they don't want to say they had surgery. I have like tons of friends.
A lot of people don't,
that have had it, and they're like, oh, I've lost it on lazy keto.
No, come on. No, I was just like I was open about it since, the beginning. I didn't start YouTube till like 6 months after, but now I'm happy that I did. And I love to do these podcasts because everyone's story is so different, and it helps. Every single week, someone writes on the comments. Like,
that's me. I'm like, if I can help one person, it's like, enough. I already did my part. Exactly. Because obviously we're Hispanic. We eat different things that everybody else eats. And there's so much stuff that people are like, you can't eat that. Like, you shouldn't eat that. And it's like, it's okay. I'm going to be okay.
Every once in a while, like I had pizza the other day. Like I do eat hot Cheetos. Like, and it's,
I ate half of a tamal yesterday. I ate half of a tamal, and I was just like, it is what it is. Like, it's not going to make me gain 5 pounds. It's going to be okay.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, but I would love to see you again in a few months.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it again in a few months. And then this one will go up actually tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
So it'll be up tomorrow. I'll tag you on Instagram.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Janet, thank you for being on and for being so open. You're only 2 months post-op and you are already glowing. You are already feeling amazing, looking amazing, and I can't imagine what your journey is going to be like in a couple of months, in 2 months, in 6 months, at your year mark. I can already see how excited you are and how amazing you feel, and it makes me happy. I love to see everyone in this community blossom, and it's just so exciting. So I'm so happy for you. And again, thank you so much for being on and for being open. Everyone else, thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week. I get such good feedback off of these podcasts. If there's someone that you would want to be on this podcast, put them underneath the comments and I can message them to see if they are up for it. If you haven't yet, you guys, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below, and have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.